All right. Hey, welcome Riblets. How you doing today? It's Target Prime Rib, and I'm here with my targeted guest, CB Carmack, here on Chewing the Fat. How you guys doing today? How you doing today, CB?
I'm doing good. It's sunshine outside. The weather's pretty good. It's a little cool, but hey,
Sunshine and rainbows.
yeah.
All
So
right. So
yeah.
before we start, we'll say hello to a few people. So the first person that was in the chats, and this one was here a couple days ago, like she put it in, so you know how much she loves both of us, is Sandy Blythe is here. Sandy, she's my carnivore mom, so
Yeah.
and then and of course the CB Carmack, I have no idea who that is. So
Yeah, I don't. That guy. He must be John Stud and another name.
yeah, how arrogant do you have to be to put stud in your name?
Yeah.
Like it's probably like totally opposite of what he actually says.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then you got Sharon Steadfast. How you doing, Sharon? How are we doing today? And then you got Bacon Runner Donna Ray. She said she's going to run for some bacon for us, so I just have to wait for that. And then we got Aaron Booby Goats is in the house, along with Terry Girl, Terry Sue, Granny Boo. I was thinking of the song Scooby Doo, but with Granny Boo instead. And then you got Paul Salvatera here. So we got quite a few people. We were already 12 people in.
Oh, she's about to say Paul Saladino.
You got to be careful there. No, I actually like Paul Saladino. He's okay.
Yeah, he's got pretty good stuff, man. I do watch him. I know there's some things I don't, but that's another.
And I'll just show this. Do you see the chats or no?
Yes, I do. I got them right here.
The Terry Girl saying, "Be careful what you say, Thomas. Don't get arrested by the Carmack." Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
So let me just see who's in Instagram right now. Nobody is still counting down. Oh, here we go. Okay, so no one's joined in Instagrams. That's usually just like kind of a flake of people. And we also got Freethinker. I love that name, Freethinker. It's something that we love to have in carnivores, free thinking, right?
Oh yeah.
So how's your day been going by so far?
Pretty good. I've hung out with my mom. She's here from Florida, so she's been staying since I think she came in about Thursday. Yeah, so we've been hanging out ever since, and kind of sometimes pulling long nighters, but which I'm trying to keep schedule, but sleep schedule that is. But
good luck with that, right?
But yeah, I know it's hard, especially in law enforcement. That's a myth, So, but yeah, I'm just really hadn't went anywhere. I just cooked dinner, so for my wife. But of course, I'm not going to eat yet because I ate breakfast at about 9 o'clock in the morning there because I had a little bit of a stomach growl. So I just say, well, I'm going to cook some eggs and bacon, classic. So
I don't know if you know this or not, but my brother-in-law used to be a cop. He's a retired police officer. So I don't know if you ever knew that or not, but yeah.
No, I don't think I've.
Yeah, he went up to lieutenant, and then he's like, I don't, and his son asked him, like, are you ever going to be captain? He goes, no, too much politics. I don't want to be captain. Because you have to interact with the mayor and stuff like that. He's like, I don't want to do that.
I appreciate it, Terry. She's not here right now. She's actually spending time with grandma, which I'll go there. I'll go there after here, but yeah, my day's been going good. I just, like I said, I've been laying around. I watched some of Rick's live this morning. I tried catching a lot of.
I missed it. It was a good.
Yeah, it was. typical. But he was, pretty. He was lively, but
Okay.
and
As
Amy
lively
had.
as how long did he last?
I don't know because I didn't stay. I had things I had to do, and then of course I jumped off for a second, try to catch a little bit of Amy's deal because she had the meeting wellness. I think Christy's her name, which is she's pretty well known. So that was a pretty good little thing with her for her, So yeah, hey Amy, we was sitting there talking about you, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. She, you know what, she probably like her ears probably burned or whatever you call it, And
Yeah,
grandma's here. Look at
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And we also got
Barb.
Jason here and Jiffy and Evelyn, Keto Helpline. So we got a few people in here, even though it only shows 18 people. We got, I think most of them are coming out in the chats.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I worked today from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So
Yeah, I'm
obviously I can't really see, Rick's done by the time I get, I start before he comes on, and he's usually done before I come home.
Yeah, sometimes I can catch all his stuff, but I can't. That's just not natural to be able to sit for hours all the time.
And even Rick will tell you that that's like he doesn't expect you to sit for the whole 5 hours that he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little problematic. Matter of fact, I might go back to work because I got my shirt still on.
Yeah, might as well.
Well, one of the employees called out, and my boss is working. He worked today. He's working the second shift, and he's working part of the third shift because he's like, "What's the sense of me going back home to come back in 2 hours?"
Mm-hmm.
So I said to him, I said, if you want, I can come in for at least a couple hours just to, just so then you can like rest or something like that, And that's a long shift, I mean, how that is. You probably get that all the time with being a cop,
Yeah.
So grandma's asking, I know I said I was going to ask all questions after, but grandma's asking if you have a channel. So I think I put in the description your channel.
I do have a channel, but of course I'm not very active right now. Currently, I'm not producing much, but I am going to start because I have to. I've pretty much I actually purchased a couple of courses on filmmaking, and cell phone filmmaking, and AI creation.
Okay.
So I'm fixing to start doing that, but it's just like I said, I've had to get all this PhD and Kiltz course stuff out of the way, and then of course I'm going to go back and I'm going to refresh my memory on some of the course content when at a much lower stress state. If Amy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
But yeah, I've got a channel. I mean, it's just CB Carmack. I mean, right now, but I'm probably going to keep CB Carmack and then add some parentheses. So I've got ideas for that, but of course, that's just something that I'm not 100%, but I think I've come to conclusions on what I'm going to actually call it. But of course, it's not going to be carnivores. It's not going to be in the name, but
Right.
I've been saying it all along. I never really wanted to put carnivore in my name, even though that's sort of the message, a part of the message that I will be, explaining or talking about.
I mean, there's a lot of people like one time Bella was saying that anytime you mention carnivore in your thumbnails and stuff like that, that actually brings on more. But I don't really like the if I do occasionally, but I'm not gonna like force it, on there.
Yeah,
like if I'm talking about beach volleyball, I'm not gonna be like carnivore beach volleyball, It's like,
yeah. That's like I said, I didn't start my journey with carnivore. Of course, most of us, didn't, but I actually started my journey with I call it low glycemic, which of course it's practically fiber makes things low glycemic. So because I was stuck in that old paradigm or frame of thinking that carbohydrates was essential, but little did I know. But I actually lost at first about 30 something pounds in just 3 weeks doing the low glycemic, meaning switching from breads and uh, potatoes and rice to stuff like pearl barley, uh, beans, and lentils and legumes and different things, stuff like that. And but like I said, little did I know it wasn't sustainable.
No.
Of course, then looking up all these remedies. Of course, everybody knows Dr. Berg finding, hey, cure diabetes with cinnamon and stuff like that, or alleviate the neuropathy and the glycation and the practically rust in your inner vessel walls or artery walls with cinnamon. But then, like everybody else, you start seeing Dr. Berry videos pop up.
Right.
And that's, I guess,
popular. Yeah.
That's kind of, I guess, what, of course, I had to be backed into a corner before I could actually, get my mindset right and have a switch. It's that doctor visit, that kind of, put me in that situation, looking at remedies. I went through a whole herbalism phase where I took courses and become a somewhat certified herbalist, if that means whatever that means. And I was I had that approach, but then, of course, like I said, I threw away $400 worth of herbs once I got on carnivore, because I realized that supplements the definition of supplements are exactly that. They're not meant to be, just like I believe pharmaceuticals are the same. You don't really get to the root cause. It's not meant to be the primary source. Then you start feeding yourself nutrients dense foods like we're eating. You'd be surprised on what gets fixed, but when I was backed into the corner at the doctor's office, and that last doctor's appointment where I could feel the environment around me was different, and the whole, vibe was just, got deep, if you want me to. And I 10.1 A1C. Again, he was handing me before. I remember him handing me a piece of paper that's got these different dietary, approaches, and eat this, for this meal, and eat this for this meal and whatnot, which is, the American diet, based off the American Diabetes Association. But after I got that 10.1, sort of, when they say your life flashes before your eyes right before you die, and, thoughts run through your brain or whatever, and stuff like that. I heard I seen my dad shooting himself up with insulin, and I remember the things he told me about, you're going to get diabetes eventually because it runs in the family, and all that, and talking about the, the neuropathy and the amputations and stuff like that, and the stuff that you don't have a clue about, but it's so, it's like,
what is that really what happens? I didn't know that.
yeah. But and stuff like that, man. Crap got real, in layman's terms. So I started searching recipes that I can eat on a diabetic diet without, trying to find solutions so I could sort of keep on living the way I'm living, you know, and not, you know, miss out on things that I've been, you know, because I started dreading the thought of having to micromanage everything. And so then I started finding these recipes like um, zucchini, chicken zucchini meatballs and stuff like that. And then, of course, like I said, that's when I found Dr. Berry. I found started listening to carnivore, and I was putting it off, and finally one day something just clicked, and I did it. So first thing I noticed was my brain woke up. My brain just
A lot
it
more
was just
clarity.
yeah, it just the clouds lifted. Um, so yeah, that you know, and then of course it was all from there. Then April the 9th, it'll be 3 years carniversary.
Nice. Nice. I
So
can't wait to get to my third year. I
yeah,
still have like a little less than 2 years left to go. So
and I don't count days, by the way. I
no,
don't
well,
count.
I mean, not many people do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I probably won't after a while either. You know.
yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't count days as far as like, oh, I've been 1,000, 2,000 days carnivore because I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it if that's what you want to do. But I feel like it's. I don't believe that we're perfect, for one,
Right.
and another is I feel like that moment when you finally get it, when that switch flips in your brain, you finally realize that you're not going back. Even though I'll still go out to eat every now and then, and I'll put a non-carnivore piece
Yeah.
of something in my mouth, or you know, every so often. But once you get it and it's that switch flips in your brain, I
Yeah.
feel like from that moment on, that's where you finally make that your date. That's where you
Well,
began.
not only that, but think about it for 1 second. Whenever you go to a restaurant, no matter what you know about the restaurants like that, there's always a 50-50 chance that you're taking a risk. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like you don't know how they cook the food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if they tell you they cook it a certain way, you don't know for sure if it's definitely that way. So the only way to really, really protect yourself is to cook your own food and
Mm-hmm.
to do it totally yourself. But if you're going to a restaurant, you're not going to totally guarantee that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
Yeah, and I think it's funny. It's not really funny, but I think it's actually insane that so many people out there are picky eaters,
Yeah.
but they'll still either get on the phone and make a food order,
Right.
or pull up to a drive-through,
Like DoorDash.
or walk in and order, and there's somebody behind a wall that you can't even see fixing your damn food and bringing it to you, and you're devouring that, but yet you're a picky eater at the same
Yeah.
time. What
Yeah.
sense does that make? What
Oh, it
sense does
doesn't
that
make any
make?
sense. You know, I mean, the Price
Mm-hmm.
Biscuit says the same thing. Restaurants are Russian roulette at the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
and it's not just about eating the food that at the restaurant, but it's the atmosphere. It's the you know, it's the atmosphere, and it's just the experience, and it's just, you know, getting out of the house and whatnot. And you know, I still do it, but at the same time, like I said, it's kind of crazy how people would
yeah.
be picky eaters. But
Yeah, and anybody, I see a lot of great comments,
mm-hmm,
lot of comical comments, but you know, if you have any
mm-hmm,
questions for CB about anything, just put a QQQ in front of it so I can spot it, and then towards the end, we'll do like kind of like a not really a speed session, but like after at the end of you telling your story,
mm-hmm.
stuff like that, we'll answer any questions or good comments, you know.
Yeah,
But
I guess everybody knows the one influence of bad health would be almost 15 years of
yeah.
law enforcement. So
Is that how long you've been a police officer? 15 years?
about 15 years, yes, sir. Been deputy sheriff. Now I've moved into a position that I thought was going to be simple and way less stressful, but it turns out that it's not, because there's um, a lot of unpredictable surprise things that pop up, and I hate unpredictable surprises with my job, and I like sort of a structure, which of course that's part of the job when it comes to law enforcement. But
so what and I hope because I've been listening, but what, like, how did, like tell us your background story, basically, your, like, what, like, because I know you used to be overweight, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How, well, one question I have is, how did losing all that weight help you in the job you have now? Because obviously I would think, as a police officer, as a law enforcement, it, when you were heavier, it was probably a lot harder then than it is now to do a lot of things. Like, has it really improved your job performance and stuff?
Most definitely. I was 200, almost 250 pounds. Of course, I'm at 195 I fluctuate now about 100 and 190, 195. My lowest, I went all the way down to 183. And then, of course, I think naturally, as you start falling, settling into this way of eating, your weight bumps back up naturally. But yeah, I'll tell you this right now. At the end of my shift, say I'm 5:15 in the evening, waiting to get off, hungry, blurred vision because I'm just right. When you're standard American diet,
Oh yeah,
you're at the end of your shift. You just ready to get home on time so you can eat because you're hungry, almost to the point where your energy, your brain shut off because of that. I was getting into things like nootropics, so I found that L-tyrosine, which is an amino acid.
okay.
I would take that when I'd get a late call because it's practically sleep in a pill, and it would give you the same effects as caffeine without all the jitters, and it would curb your appetite. I have tried to tell people this in the chat before, a little hack that I've not given any medical advice, by the way.
Don't do that. We're not.
Yeah, no. But that's what I did, is I used L-tyrosine as a tool to curb my appetite and wake me up. And I'm talking, it made my brain kick in high gear. The best way to explain it would be like when you felt that first feeling of your brain fog lifting, and that, I guess you would call ketosis.
Yeah,
that would be the best way. But yeah, I was doing that. Then, of course, that doctor's appointment where I got a 10.1 A1C, HbA1c, and I was already taking metformin, and of course they took me off Farxiga because they said my liver enzymes was elevated or whatever. Took me off that because my liver was, I'm pretty sure that was because I was having fatty liver. Then I was put on Ribelsis on top of metformin. So that's when all this reality hit. Started doing deep dives on, already just accepting the fact is I'm going to be diabetic because they're telling you can't reverse it. You're stuck with it for the rest of your life. You just got to manage it. And it gets better with age. It gets worse with age. So practically just a death sentence.
right.
So then finally, of course, when you find that information because of some magical great moment, just gives you that, that information. Dr. Barry on top of that and all the other ones. I ended up finally April the 9th of 2023, I believe it was. Yeah, 2023. That's when I went carnivore, and I started anyway, that's it. And I lost 65 pounds altogether off that after fluctuating on that low glycemic diet. Because I would reward myself just like you did back when you did the calories in, calories out
Oh yeah.
scam. And you would say, "Oh, I lost 25 pounds, or I lost 10 pounds, I lost 5 pounds," when you lost water weight. And then you go out and you gorge yourself, and you're actually packing on that same water weight plus more. Um, and you're not going anywhere because you never become fat adapted. Uh, Look, DS 111. Anyway,
That's what interviews are there, DS11.
yeah, he's interrogating me. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I've been seeing comments like that the whole time. You sound like you're being interrogated. Yeah. No, Slow said something about like I've been waiting to see when you become funny.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm waiting for that too.
They're all
Garrett.
funny on here. So, weird question. So, when you found out you were 10.1 or whatever it was, 10 point something,
Mm-hmm.
what was your what was your reaction when they told you? Like, did you know how bad that was? Like, did you realize, or were you like one of those people that weren't really totally educated and were like, "Was that bad?" Type thing.
I was ignorant, man, and I'm telling you, that's one thing that I am. I remember the way I was, how ignorant I was, and I try. That's one thing that I'm trying to find ways to actually get it through to people who I explain. Like I tell other deputies, because law enforcement, you're going to be surrounded with alpha male personalities.
Oh, of course. That's
and
everywhere. That's everywhere.
and I've practically told them. I practically get to the point where because I do have a low tolerance for stupidity and when it comes to this, because I'm so passionate about humanity. Because I do believe we're technically not an endangered species, but I believe we are an endangered species with low infertility and poor nutrition
Right.
advice and whatnot. But I tell them, I was like, I can give a damn about you. It's your kids. You've got kids, but you want to feed them that crap because once you become educated on what damage you're actually doing, I mean, you're a perfect example with your lactose intolerance, if you know what I'm saying.
I used that joke a few times, but it is funny when you hear it.
Yeah, it's funny as hell. Oh, that I died when I seen that. I had to think about it for a second, and I just died out laughing when I first saw that shit. Excuse my language, by the way. Try to keep it PG or PG-13 at least, but yeah, and trying to get through to people's head on how much damage you're actually doing. It's not the extent, or it's not as minor as just worrying about how gaining a little weight and and just getting some fat on your butt or your whatever. It's about the damage that you're doing by the time you realize that you've gotten too far, because the medical system is not set up to be preventative, to take preventative health measures.
Yeah.
It's set up to treat the symptoms when it's already there. It's already occurred. It's too late. You've already done damage. It's not. I'm not going to say too late, but because that's not the right way to put it. But you've already done the damage or doing damage. So that's when you're stuck in the system. You're stuck in the revolving cycle of medications, a slave to the system, trapped in the system. And what I try to tell people is, before that you get to that point, try to realize what damage is being done, and also to be able to get out of that situation and find not just food freedom, but find, I say, prescription freedom, medical freedom, because I was on 8 different medications, not counting testosterone injections, every other week.
Right.
And they bumped it up from 100, I think 100 cc's, if I'm saying it right. I'll have to, or international units or whatever. to 200, and then after I started, I was able to come off a couple medications just by when I started doing that uh, high fiber, low glycemic diet. But then when I hit carnivore, I was able to come off all medications except for one. I still take half, and that's an ADHD medication. Um, but I'm on half of that, and I'm going to actually work on getting off of that 100% because of some other things that, I mean, it don't really cause me probably, it actually helps as far as work, staying focused, whatnot. But at the same time, I want to say maybe the ketones and the brain function because of feeding my brain what it's made of, the nutrients that it's been deprived of. Because I was that 1980s early diagnosis and thrown on Ritalin and eating Flintstone chewable vitamins and eating 4 or 5 bowls of Captain Crunch and Lucky Charms cereal every day and drinking a 2-liter Dr. Pepper. Um, so yeah, it's really the damage that was being done. I was ignorant to, um, and then I actually was trying to joke with my doctor, and then of course he was like, I mean, because I wasn't accepting the fact that I was type 2 diabetic. Because the past 3 doctor's appointments before that, my A1C crept up. It started getting into the 6s. They didn't tell me anything until it started getting into the 7s and then the 8s. And the 8s is about the time he put me on metformin. And then I was 9.8 the doctor's appointment before that. And then, of course, 10.1. And I could feel the effects, or not the effects, but I could see the different demeanor and the environment change with his being serious, with what I was like, maybe I can take this, take that. The cinnamon thing I brought up, he goes, no, you got to do something. You need something powerful. So he put me on Ribelsis on top of the metformin. Um, then, of course, the cholesterol medication thing's another story. But
yeah. Actually, my boss, his cholesterol was higher than mine, so he feels it was really high. But his doctor actually gave him a statin, and doctor told him the exact same thing that my doctor told me. But I know the educate, I know not to have a statin. He doesn't. He didn't. So he's taking it right now. But the doctor told him, he goes, well, it's usually for people that are diabetic. When you're diabetic, we usually recommend you have a statin, especially no matter what. And I said to him, and when I went to my doctor said the same thing. And I told my boss what I said to my doctor. I said to him, I said, well, let me ask you a question. I read that statins increase your chances of insulin resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, then where in the logic, if diabetes is like kind of like the child, like the after effect of insulin resistance, where in your logic does it help diabetes?
Yep.
And not actually cause it,
And if you want to get control of your cholesterol, now your triglycerides will be freaking sky high. Just become a type 2 diabetic like me and you, and your cholesterol will probably be okay. I was 200. My cholesterol was 200, and my LDL was 115, which is probably just a little bit above what they call normal. But my triglycerides was like 385.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I
And
know, and I was telling him, like, there's a math to it. I'd have to look. Lewis actually reminded me what the math is. Dr. Nelson did, but it's like you divide this by this, and you get the number. If you're less than 2, you're good, and if you're less than 1, you're optimal. You're really good.
now I've got a sheet right here. This was from the local government. This was a health screening at the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Had to go to. of course, right before I went, I was calm, but right before I went, another deputy kind of pissed me off. So I have a theory of why my blood glucose was 153 because I hadn't eaten all day. But what's funny is my total cholesterol, because it was sky high at first on carnivore, my first bit of, I think my total cholesterol was like in the 300s. But total cholesterol was 171. HDL was 84. My LDL was 69. And my triglycerides was 88. So you're putting one triglyceride or HDL to triglyceride ratio. So that tells you there people freak out about their cholesterol and all that. But I try to tell people it's the difference in pathologic and physiologic.
Right.
I'm not saying ignore this or ignore that, but of course my BMI is 24. I don't believe in, because I'm 6'2". I don't, like I said, everybody's different, but there is an explanation of why your cholesterol goes up in the beginning, and it's because you're switching fuel sources. And we've heard Mitch talk about this many times, and then once you learn, it's simple. I'm not going to sit here and be like that straight A student in the class whenever you try to ask for help on a problem that you're stuck on, and they say it's easy. But I'm just saying it's different for everybody. So, you got to look at the whole picture. But like I said, my LDL, I was shocked because I was in there. I came in there ready for war like I did before to explain to those nurses that stuck on that old paradigm. I've finally came to conclusions because I was sort of battling it out with the medical staff or medical professionals.
Mm-hmm.
I've finally come to terms with that realize that it's not the doctors that are the enemy. They're stuck in those guidelines, under those guidelines that they have to abide by. So, but like I said, I went in there ready for damn war, and then I came back with I ate my words. I went in there with an LDL of 69. I'm like, what in the hell? I don't know if that had to do with blood glucose being 153, which is high, but I know why.
There could be some correlation. Yeah. I mean, I don't know,
But it goes back to when I was 10.1A1C. I had a LDL of 115, and which was, so, but anyway, we know the story. We know
we know, and I think deep down, other people know it too. It's just, they just choose to still be blind. They still choose to, after, it's like almost like that case where, like the kid, like what is there, it's called, there's a syndrome to it where you kind of like, like when the kidnapper starts favoring the kid, when the kidnappee starts favoring the kidnapper, and thinking like this is a better life than, like, I think that's what happens to a lot of people. They're like, okay, I know this hurts me, but this is what I'm used to. This is what my life is. And they don't realize there is hope at the other end, So, yeah. So we got a few questions in here. I'm going to ask them. I'm going to mention them now. I'm going to actually do the first one, though. I'm going to do the last one first because it is a pretty good question. So Terry Sue is asking, do you think cop work and high cortisol levels go hand in hand? I would absolutely say yes.
Most definitely. Poor, unnatural work schedules, long hours, loose sleep. I mean, I think it's a defense mechanism in my brain that people ask me, what's the worst thing you ever saw or whatever. And honestly, whenever I think about it, I can't think of it. I I can't remember. There's a lot of things that I don't remember that were really and truly, whether I like it or not, or like to call it that or not, or if it's an ego or an alpha male type personality or whatever. I wouldn't like to call it a traumatic situation, but it is. And yes, cortisol is definitely has a lot to do with. I mean, I say the diet did help me a lot on that, but at the same time, I still feel like now that I got somewhat of a little bit of a pudge still on my stomach, but I think it's um, probably either has to do with my body's naturally optimized, or two, I think I'm still going through some stressful things, especially with this PhD and then the Kiltz course stuff, and then of course this work schedule, and then of course family, and then uh, financial situation, because it cost a lot of money, and of course uh, last year I got sort of joined this organization. Not last year, year before last, I joined this organization that taught me about search engine optimization and digital marketing and all that stuff. Of course, they went bankrupt, so I got screwed out of like $8,000. So I had to refinance my truck just to pay that off.
My God.
And then uh, that those cortisol spikes. But and then looking at your bank account on your phone, and you see that zero or you see that negative, and then of course you feel that instant buzz, tingling feeling in your brain where fight or flight just instantly kicks in. But yeah, that thing with the stress in law enforcement, the thing about it is, it's not, the fact is people are so focused on, well, you don't know what you're going to get into. You pull somebody over, you're liable to get shot. If I worried about the danger of my job every day, I need to find something else to do for a living. Right. It's the things that people don't understand that deputy sheriffs have to do that. And hey, much love to all my law enforcement, but practically state troopers sit on the side of the highways and on the side of the interstates, work traffic, work road construction sites. Cops write tickets. Their backup is 1 to 5 minutes away. They don't have to deal with like I have to deal with now, especially being transport, because that's part of my job, is going and getting these. I don't have to go to the houses anymore to serve the probate committals on mental health people, but I do have to go to the hospitals and pick them up, take them a lot to and that's one thing I've been getting passionate about, is mental health and what diet plays a role in mental health. But you don't have to, as a police officer, you don't have to go and serve protection from abuse orders on people and then take their guns from them, and make them, kick them out of their house, and they don't have to do evictions where people don't pay the rent or whatever, and they get evicted from their homes. Child pickup orders, which are pretty hard to deal with. You have to sort of dig deep and block everything out, but have to deal with child pickup orders where you get a court order I've had to pick up a couple kids from a father that pulls up in a brand new vehicle, Ford F-150, and then you see mom pulling up in this, rust wagon, smoking in the car and whatnot, and they're crying, not wanting to go with mom, and then of course the dad starts freaking out and getting upset and running up down the road, and stuff like that, man. It's just, people don't understand that there's a lot of things you do as a deputy sheriff that you don't do as a police officer or a state trooper.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Like it's, I'm sure there's many differences and many, different things.
Court orders.
I mean, I'm not police. I mean, the closest I came to that is a security guard, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I've worked security too.
It's. I mean, to me, for you, security would be more like what you do after you retire and you just want to have a job,
Yep.
So
Use that as a resume.
yeah. So this is not really a question; it's more of a statement. But DS111 is on carnivore. I never need to go to the so-called convenience stores anymore, and at the same time, avoid unsavory characters who tend to be around them. That's true. I mean, I don't have to go to the convenience stores anymore except to work, considering that's where I work.
I go to this one I've been going to ever since I started working for Carmack County Sheriff's Office. They're open. They welcome me with open arms. They give me free coffee. I used to get free Mountain Dews and Cokes and Dr. Peppers, but of course, now I still go in there and get my free coffee. And
Yeah, which to me is enough. It's
show
more
it.
than enough.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right. So next one is from DS11 again. Question. This one's an actual question. I bought a bunch of prime rib tri-tips. How would you cook it? It is kind of lean, so I add a lot of butter during cooking and even have some cold while eating. I mean,
Cook it in more fat, animal fat. I
yeah.
mean,
Beef
too.
tallow or
But
beef.
like,
Are you lion DS111 or are you regular carnivore? I only ask because you could always do lard if you are regular carnivore.
no, I think
But
I
if
think
your butter, you wouldn't be lying anyway.
I think DS111's honest.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah, I'm lying myself, but of course it's not LION, it's LYIN apostrophe. It's beef, salt water, garlic powder, black pepper, coffee.
And Terry Sue, no, I guess we cannot win the lottery if we don't go into convenience stores anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Brian Dish gives DS a good tip. Next time ask them if they can leave the fat on the tri-tip. I mean, if you got it from the butcher, yeah, why not? Why not ask them that? If you got it from the supermarket, and you just bought it, then that might be a little bit more, But yeah, I mean, if you're getting it from the butcher directly, I agree. Okay, so go back to the start. So Terry Girl asks, and I'm hoping this is a joke. Does carnivore make women grow beards? Yes. Yes.
Yeah. You ever heard that?
That's why my sister doesn't want to be carnivore because she's afraid that will happen.
You ever heard that saying? It'll put some hair on your chest.
Yeah.
There you go. Make you grow a beard all the way down to your chest.
And Brian Dish goes DS11, SII. If they have one, they haven't trimmed. Okay, I don't know. Oh, he's talking about the fat. It's kind of coincidental. Like we go with the beard, and then I forgot all about the fat thing. But it shows how short attention span I have.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is from A. Mason. So glad you are here today. I'm hoping she's talking about you. What is your opinion on a person being in long stall on carnivore? Thanks.
Well, I would start with asking what your sleep schedule looks like. What are you doing closer to the evening?
Mm-hmm.
Are you scrolling? Because when you wake up the first thing in the morning, if you wake up at the right time, of course, that's subjective, or some people may have different views, because we got to do what we got to do what we can do the best we can.
Right.
I would look at sleep because it's similar to stress, because the cortisol appropriately rises first thing in the morning to wake you up, go outside, get that natural blue light in your eyes because it sets you up for later melatonin. Then later on in the evening, start dimming the lights down. That's one thing I would just something simple like that. Learn breath work. You got the getting back to the sleep though. Do that, ground, get the morning light, start dimming the lights a little bit as you get later on in the evening. Get you some blue light blocking glasses if you just got to look at the screen.
Yeah, I need to get that.
I don't have any myself, but I try to dim the lights and not stare into unnatural light.
Right. Well, even the computer screen can cause.
Yeah, because you're getting the blue light from it. That it's constantly triggering into your brain, your hypothalamus to release signals for cortisol.
Right.
And then on top of that, I would definitely lost my frame of thought there for a second, but look into what if your stress looks like. Yeah, I agree, Terry. But yeah, not enough people getting out in the sun and getting the natural vitamin D3 that you need. Yeah, but that's one thing I would look at, and then of course you just have to dig into why you're, stalling. What's your idea of your optimal body composition or weight? Because weight is not specific. Weight on a scale.
With weight, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at bone density, you're looking at muscle gain, you're looking at measurement of waist, height to waist. Excuse me. There's a lot to come into play, so it's a lot you'd have to dig into. What's your style? If you're talking about your pudge, and it's narrow everything down. But I would look at, keep your diet if you're keto, ketovore, carnivore. I usually don't use that word ketovore. That's a sort of a made up term that Nisha made up.
Yeah, it was just her way of like giving herself some explanation of like, oh well, I'm eating this stuff, kind of like a cat, like not really accountability, but like a scapegoat. I guess
I feel like if you look at hypercarnivores.
I mean, because if ketovore is as low is low with the carbs as is said, then if you go by Bart K, she's still technically carnivore. It's like like okay, it's like whatever, Yeah, so I agree. I mean, it sounds like a cool term, but yeah, I mean, it's almost like how Bob, retired Bob, has mentioned, so is Dr. Nelson, that technically, if you're pre-diabetic, you're still diabetic. It's still there.
And I still consider ketovore, I still consider that carnivore, because if you look at it, when you go back to paleoanthropology and you look at how much percent of what we did, our ancestors ate 12,000 years or whatever. If you believe in that, if you don't believe in that, then you can use your own time frame or whatever. Go back to what they ate way back in the day, prior to when the earth warmed up and we started conveniently growing our own food crop wise. Then you can't tell me that they didn't lay a piece of meat down in some grass and get a little bit of grass on it and then still eat it. You're gonna
they did.
But I still feel like the ketovore thing is still considered carnivore. But hey, Mason, you're welcome. Like I said, I bought a glow in the dark toilet seat, by the way. So when I got up in the middle of the night, needed to, you know what, I ended up not turning the light. I didn't have to turn the lights on, so I could just see and just keep all the lights off and keep my circadian rhythm protected. So that's another thing that you might want to think about doing is get you a glow in the dark toilet seat.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I just turned my light on.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see if there's any more questions. Hey, again, guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, you asked some pretty good questions so far.
Yeah.
And CB didn't like turn coat and run or anything like that. So
Like I said, I like helping people. I like, if it's something that I can answer. It's like my dad always told me: if you don't know what you're talking about, keep your mouth shut. And that stuck with me. So
I mean, I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of. It's like if you don't know an answer to something, as long as you're willing to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like even in sales, like I get so many people like, well, if I don't know how this particular thing works or something like that, they're going to think that I'm like stupid and I don't know what I'm talking, and how can I make a sale? But a lot of times if that came up, like something new or something like that, I'd be like, well, you know what? Let me just check and find out, and I would just do the research and I would just find out right then and there,
Mm-hmm.
and usually people are more appreciative of me being honest. They don't always expect, people don't always expect you to know everything that's going on. You don't always have to theme.
Brian Dish asked a question there. He said, what was the clear? That's, I call it redneck Topo Chico. It's actually, I heard Carnivore Kiltz when he was Carnivore Kiltz. I heard him call it that before, but I was like, that's pretty funny. But yeah, it's redneck Topo Chico. What it is it's I got a soda stream, so it's just straight carbonated water. That's all it is.
It's probably no different.
And I just finished it. He called it white lightning, so I had to get the bad taste on my. I had to get that bad taste.
So DS111 is, I worked in a house remodel where the guy had a $6,000 electric budget, a budget toilet, okay, in the way of an unfinished bathroom. We were working on and had to tiptoe around. I immediately named it the Cadillac. All right.
$6,000. Oh my God.
I know. I would cringe if I had to spend like $100 on a toilet, let alone $6,000. Yeah.
Can they trade it in for a Cadillac?
Probably for $6,000. At least a used one, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
can down payment.
I use this as my. I was just going to think that. Like, can I use this for my down payment? I mean, like every once in a while, I go over to Instagram and see if anybody's out there,
Yeah.
But I haven't really seen anybody in the chats or anything. So I guess Instagram is kind of closed down. So, while we're waiting for people to ask. Oh, bidet. Okay. Duh. Sorry. Thank you, Terry Sue. Thank you for making me feel stupid. That's
She's good at that stuff.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I know. It's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You sure you're not John Stud in another?
Joanna Stud, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen him in a lot? Like, I know you've seen him because who hasn't? But
yeah, I've seen him quite a bit, and I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's entertainment to me to see him, but it does, like when I start seeing him, people that I know, he kind of steps over the line a little bit with some, but it's borderline to the point where he's not gotten booted off yet.
You're right. I mean, I haven't really seen fully anything said about me. Like I've seen some things, but I haven't seen everything, but I find out about it,
Yeah.
and everything. So it's like I know he's bashing me. I know he's bashing Russ. I know he's bashing Rick, whatever it is. And the thing is um yeah, I haven't seen him today yet either. Terry Sue. Maybe it's because he saw my video and he knows that we're not going to take his crap, and he doesn't want to come on if he's not going to get the attention that he wants.
I really wish I'd like to.
I would have
I would like to see who he is on.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind having him come on, not come on, but come in the chats, so then we can kind of find out, like, okay, do you have a channel?
One day he's gonna get a gifted membership to like Mitch's or something.
Oh, you know what? You just reminded me of something. I'm gonna try something out if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to go on to the YouTube version of this. And Grandma taught me something that I didn't know, which usually is what happens when you get taught something that you don't know. You learn something. Okay, so let me go to this particular site. Okay, we don't need to hear my voice, right? Okay, so, yeah. All right, so send gift memberships free of charge. You have 10 memberships. Okay, so I'm going to send 5 memberships, and let's see what happens. So 5 people are going to get gift memberships from my channel.
Okay.
Let's see who they are. For some reason, they do send them to people that aren't even here. So hopefully there's people here that are going to get the gift memberships. But
somebody that's came and gone.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they just do it just because they're subscribed. Like Carrie Mann might get a gift membership, like type thing,
Yeah.
But
Terry got it.
Terry, okay, welcome, Terry. Yeah, Terry Girl says you kicked his ass for sure. So, all right. That's pretty cool. So if anybody else, it just mentioned. Okay, so Terry Girl just received. Kathy B here. Sharon Walker, congratulations. Local reviewer, congratulations. And Marine Bruce, congratulations. Okay. All right.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean the only there's only 2 I fully recognize, and that's Kathy B here and Terry Sue. But I have there's a little over about 703 riblets now, so it's hard to really tell everybody that's in it, because probably maybe like a handful of that is actually shows themselves. So I appreciate the support in any form,
Yeah.
So, I'll try to put some good content out for you, Terry Sue. Don't worry about that. Either that or worry about that. I don't know.
or yeah. Yeah.
Either don't worry about it or worry about it.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. I still have 5 more, but I figure I'll wait a couple more. Every month I get 10.
Oh, there.
And No Slow just gifted some memberships. Yeah. Thank you.
I was just about to ask about getting No Slow. I was like, hell, man, are you still here? Because hell, I think I just run out of jokes earlier.
It's hard to kind of keep up with the jokes in your head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. And Sandy said, Gary, you have such a good heart. Of course, she just said Gary with a heart, but I ad-libbed a little bit. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You might. I'm not going to lie. If it seems like I'm getting cross-eyed, it's my now that I'm working more hours. Because do you know the situation that I don't have a roommate anymore?
In the nursing home or assisted living?
Yeah, he's in assisted living. but so he's okay. He's getting the help he needs, and you know, and there's a lot less stress in the concept. I don't have to cook for him anymore. I don't have to worry about,
Yeah.
Thank you, Terry Sue. She just Terry Sue just did a $4.99. I don't know what the 99 comes from, like, super sticker. So thank you, Terry Sue. I appreciate that. And let me see. I'm going to go back to YouTube and see if it shows who got them from Gary. So Evelyn, Keto Helpline, got it. So congratulations, Evelyn. And we got C Shell at Arizona. Just got it. And then Joe Sleep and Slim Down Journey got it. We all know who Joe is. And then D Bossway and Paleo Barbie Does Keto. Congratulations. I think I've seen Paleo Barbie.
Sounds like that she sounds like a good fit for the membership.
Yeah.
For here.
It's pretty cool.
We're all on the same team, I guess.
We are. We are. Sandy says you don't have to wait to shower now. No. Oh my God. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like he thought it was normal to take 2-hour showers. Like no.
Yeah. That's.
I'm like, no, it's not normal.
Yeah. So you saying he's doing okay? Have you talked with him?
I mean, he has a different mentality than we do, but he seems to be okay. He says he's going to physical therapy. They're helping him do. I don't think he's going to really tell me the full truth, the full aspect, but
Yeah.
because his sister will say something different. Like she'd be like, like it's funny. It's like his brother-in-law was saying the other day, he's like, he's gained a lot of weight. Like he's now no longer thin. I said, was he ever thin? Because the guy looked like, even before he went into rehab, not to be mean, but he kind of looked like he kind of had the body of Buddha. So, like last time I checked, he's not a skinny guy,
Yeah.
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 I like this one. We are all on the same arc, Thomas, just wild animals trying to survive. Yes. Like, wait, I'm confused. Paleo Barbie is Lindy? You mean Lindy, like Luminous Lindy? Evelyn? Because that would be interesting. That would be interesting. You just mentioned in the chats. Yeah, I guess Buddha eats rice. I guess he did, yeah. Oh, her real name is okay. I was like, I thought she was saying like she was somebody we know and she just changed her name. I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. Okay. Well, thank you there, Evelyn.
I like how Paul tried to correct his spelling and
then use the same word to correct. That's funny, Paul. You must get your X button stuck or something. It's like right next to each other.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. Do you ever have like one of those days they're just like you're like kind of like at that slowdown, but like more of it's going to be coming up,
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Dish goes, "Oh, maybe your grand Kiltz move the key." Do not mock my typos, okay? At least you recognize their typos. I like this one.
I got to get out of my recliner. It's trying to digest me. See y'all later. Great info today. Thanks, guys. No problem, Teresa. It's always
Good
great to
seeing
see
you. Good seeing you, Terry.
you. Yeah. Keep on. Oh, I don't know who this is, but
Somebody on Instagram.
yeah. Well, it's Chasmith has one, so I'm not sure if it might be Steven. He worked for my boss a long time ago. Like Chaz Mataz is where I used to work for 20 in tuxedo business last year. All right. So I think we can go right to the questions without starring them. What do you think? What is your typical breakfast? Mine is half a pack of bacon and a beef sausage with a large chunk of cheese at 4 a.m. If that works for you,
Yeah, I don't eat. I typically don't eat breakfast. Usually, I don't. I don't eat until about 11. Sometimes I eat a little early, but I usually don't eat breakfast. I do eat breakfast. When I do eat breakfast, it's usually when I'm off for some reason. Like today, I woke up. I got hungry around 9 something, and Mom's here. Of course, she's visiting, so I said, "You want me to fix some eggs and bacon?" So I fixed eggs and bacon, and that's what I had today. But usually, I don't eat breakfast.
actually, that brings on a good question that I probably would ask any guest. Since your mom's visiting and everything like that, does she know? Does she realize you're carnivore? And what is her take on it?
Actually, I'm glad you asked that question because I was going to mention it. It was one of the things I had in my mind to mention, but she's actually doing carnivore also. And she's actually been doing carnivore almost probably just give or take a week or so, few days difference from me, of course, April the 9th. So yeah, she's doing carnivore too. She's actually we try to spread the word, try to get people to, jump on board that are, of course, we can. Sometimes people are sick or in need of help and don't even know it. But yeah, she's screams from the rooftop too. She's got some coworkers doing it, and got one guy that was type 2 diabetic and lost all kind of weight and reversed type 2 diabetes uh, because of Mom. She told him about carnivore, and the guy's like, and also there's a guy because she's a sales rep or a partner with someone who's actually a big tequila distributor, and that's what she does on the side. But this one guy that works at a liquor store had severe neuropathy and's already had toes amputated because of it. And now he is like, I don't want to say religiously Ken Berry and hardcore carnivore. And because we went in there and I talked to him about it and gave him the resources to start watching Ken Berry, start watching certain videos. Now he's religiously into healthy eating and carnivore, of course, and watches Ken Berry every day and others. Of course, the algorithms kick in and other. But so yeah, she's carnivore with me. She's been doing it for almost 3 years now with me. So,
Nice. Nice. You must be very proud.
but I try to get my dad. Dad's a major carb addict, and
Not everybody's. It's not always going to be easy. So the fact you got your mom is a win right there.
mhm.
And some people are more perceptive.
Yeah.
More receptive too. So I started this. So I want to give acknowledgement. John Studd is here. So hello, John Studd. He asked a pretty good question to me. All right.
So I'm guessing he's talking about when my roommate left. Like how much money did I lose? My roommate was paying $830 a month. Now he's still paying the 30 because he's still like it's part of he's on my phone bill. So he does pay me the 30 for his phone, but it was $800 that was lost basically. So
Well, I'm honored that
that
John
was not a
Stud,
bad question. That was not a bad question. I'm not going to,
yeah,
you know,
I'm honored John Stud finally came in when I'm on here. So yeah.
yeah. But you know, so like, oh, I'm in my best behavior. So
Yeah,
and
because I didn't see him. He passed by there.
yeah,
I don't see him in the
boy,
StreamYard chat. For some reason, I can't. Yeah.
yeah,
But
and DS111 makes a not really a good point, but he makes a point. I don't recommend Ken Berry to newbies anymore. He's too big. He is too big. I recommend Carnivore Teacher Alpha and Kent Carnivore. Yeah, they're pretty good. I think all of them are pretty good resources. I
I
mean,
have,
people learn differently from different people.
yeah. And of course, when you're a Southerner like me,
You relate to
you
Dr.
can
Berry.
see people relate to, and I'll be honest with you, I have different doctors and different, like I call it in my arsenal or in my toolbox to where I recommend certain doctors in certain fields for different people, and it's just all about how they, the vibe I get from them. I'll recommend certain doctors. Sometimes I'll recommend Tony Hampton. Sometimes I'll recommend and refer to Dr. Anthony Chafee or Philip Ovadia or even that Kevin Stock. He's a dentist.
Dentist, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've got all the way down to dentists, to heart surgeons, to brain or neurosurgeons, to orthopedic surgeons who are Dr. Baker. And I offer, I point them, it just depends. And then now I'm offering sending a lot of resources to um, Chris Palmer's book, Brain Energy, Georgia Eads, Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind to Mental Health. There's just different, just depends on, you know, who they are and what.
Yeah. Yeah, and I put that up on the thing because Uncle Charlie's mentioning about Butter Bob going to be on Homestead tonight. So yeah, I mean, if anybody, definitely watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just see if I hold on one second. Yep, no, nothing.
Butter
I
Bob.
just want to see if somebody else came on Instagram. Yeah, and Uncle Charlie's also asking when Kiltz going to be on my channel. He's going to be on the 22nd of April is when he's scheduled. And keep in mind,
Cool.
he has a. I mean, not that we don't have busy schedules, but he can only do 1 hour. He can't go over the hour.
Yeah.
So, so if I were you guys, if you have questions to ask, be prepared with them. Because I do want to get his story. And I know he has a pretty powerful story, Dr. Kiltz.
Yeah, you can go back on his channel and see some of his older videos, but there's one video that really,
Resonates?
not that I didn't love him already, as far as he was one of the early doctors. I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning watching back when his early morning show was 4 o'clock in the morning here, Central. But he was one of those early doctors that he was like, hype me up, and get me hyped up at 4 o'clock in the morning, just watching his energy and but yeah, Dr. Kiltz, he's got a video that's where he talks about his story. And I want to say it's about 5 to 8 years old. The video is, but I would say go back and watch his earliest videos and you'll really see that he's, a genuinely great human being.
I actually remember a video came up for me one time of Dr. Kiltz when he was on a TED Talk, which I thought was pretty interesting. I mean, he didn't look much different than he does now, but you know, yeah. John, did you see what John Stud just said?
Yeah.
Like Kiltz is overrated. He eats French fries.
At least, hey,
I'm
at least he don't dip them in sugary ketchup and
I know.
he did mayonnaise and then he cooks them in tallow or whatever. Yeah. If I ain't gonna lie, hell, I'd probably go to if they would go on and switch to tallow instead of seed oils, I might eat some French fries.
And Jiffy goes, hopefully Thomas won't put me in a timeout for that. Jiffy, I won't, but I can't speak for people like Lewis and Grandma. You know, you have to deal with them too, not just me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
It's funny.
But yeah.
Larry must be like near, if he's 2 hours away, I guess he's like before the Pacific coast. He must be like in the Mountain Coast or whatever.
Well, yeah, he says 4 a.m. too Central, so he's probably Texas or all the way east Alabama.
Yeah, because for me, I get up it's at 6 a.m., which I think is for them too.
Wisconsin even.
Oh, he's in Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Okay. Yeah, I started to say Chicago, and then I remembered Wisconsin was a little
the windy
further
city.
up. Yep.
Kiltz is eating a heist in
Syracuse, New York.
New York. I got that part. I'm just, as I was reading, I'm like trying to figure out what he means by at heist in Syracuse. Oh, he's eating at heist, but okay. Is that like a steak place or something? Like, is there something going on today that we
Like
weren't
meet up or something?
Yeah.
That I can't remember if it was. It may be. Have to go to kiltzmeetup.com or whatever.
I mean, wouldn't be able to afford going to him anyway. He says it's a beef hot dog place. Okay. Hey, as long as it's a beef hot dog, he's not eating the roll or whatever. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
And Mason goes, Kiltz can do whatever and still be a badass. That's true. That's true. And watch Kiltz now pop up in here because we're talking about him.
Yeah, really.
So,
yes,
usually I have somebody on Wednesdays too, but this Wednesday, unfortunately, my guest had to cancel. So, or I'm going to say postpone because I'm sure she'll come on later, but it's actually for a good reason. She's been trying to go to a heart specialist for the longest time, and she finally got the appointment to go. So I think this is probably more important than my channel, But,
yeah, I would say. Uh-oh.
You see, John Studd's now saying something that's totally. He doesn't know. I mean, what makes you think that that's true? I mean, just because he's still a big guy, doesn't mean he's American. It doesn't mean he's standard American diet. That's just like speaking. That's just speaking ignorance, in my opinion.
Sometimes it is harder for people to.
Yeah.
Burn the weight.
Like I don't
shed the weight.
I don't think Russ is fully carnivore. I'm not saying that he is.
No.
I think he's more keto. But I think he's starting to go more carnivore, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But
convenience. I've heard him talk about convenience is practically.
Yeah. But not everybody here is all carnivore. We're not going to expect them to be carnivore,
Mm-hmm.
and he acknowledges that, so, like, leave the guy alone,
Yeah, we as long as you're, I say, getting 70-80% your nutrition
Yeah.
from animals, then I still consider you carnivore. You're a carnivorous species anyway, whether you like it or not. And the health, I've got a ex girlfriend who, of course, I'm still in touch with and whatnot. She's a uh, don't live around here, but anyway, she's all the time posting about having like massive headaches for like 2 weeks straight and going to the doctor and trying everything. But she's vegan. Of course, I wrote last time I saw a story on Instagram. I actually typed out a long, and I was going to send it. And I've got this Speechify app, and I was going to send it and have Snoop Dogg read it to her.
All right.
Because you can choose Snoop Dogg's voice on the Speechify app. But of course, on second thoughts, I was like, nah, I'll just. Yeah, Mitch used to be ripped.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still lean, but
He's not bad for 70. He's
but
not in bad shape for a 79-year-old. So.
his condition, his situation, that he's currently in, he's having to battle back like a warrior.
And Evelyn says something. Personally, I am happiest on keto. I spent my life punishing myself because of my diet. It's a mental versus physical battle to me. And you know what? That's fine. I mean, not even Dr. Barry says not everybody can do strict carnivore. It's not easy.
From time to time, I'll eat, like I said, I'll eat something non-carnivore, and then a lot of times, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with eating like some pickles. And I see that's the thing about me is every now and then I will indulge in pickles, like on my hamburger patties or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And but I've learned because I was eating that, was it Mount Olive brand or whatever, and then I finally turned it around and I was like, this can't be that bad for you. And I turn around and read the ingredients, and it's got like Yellow 5 dyes and these different types of artificial dyes. And I'm like, okay. But I found that the Sam's Club brand, that it's in a plastic container, but they're clear. The actual pickle juice is clear, and the pickles are not green, like bright or dark green, like like a toad frog, like the ones that Mount Olive, and it don't have the dyes in it.
Right.
So, so I do like to eat a pickle here and there, and eat some pickle slices or whatnot with my hamburger.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while. I always find it funny when I hear people like say stuff though. Now, if this is kind of changing the subject or not, I don't think it really is. But like I heard a comment the other day that somebody's like, "Yeah, I'm not really doing carnivore because I'm eating chicken and pork." I'm like, you do realize that's still carnivore, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're not doing lion, no, but technically you are doing carnivore.
Yeah. Definitely.
If it runs and has the ability to bite you, it most likely is carnivore, even if it has no teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Patricia Butler here in the chats. Patricia Butler. I'm like also reading like some of the comments that John Studd's making, and then Grandma's repuddled to him. Like, you're walking a thin line there, John.
Yeah.
But then
Right.
he says this thing. If Mitch is watching, this is for you, Mitch. He goes, Mitch is a gangster for what he went through. He eats like his life depends on it. And he is truly an inspiration to all of us. Okay, well, that's a pretty nice thing to say to Mitch. So I hope Mitch saw that.
Yeah. I hadn't seen Rick yet.
No,
He
no, I'm a
must
little
be
surprised.
trying to catch up.
Yeah, usually Rick will come in, so I'm not really sure. He might be in the background. He might be like working on his truck or something.
Yeah. I figured he probably had a long live, so he has to.
I mean, either that or he's in Syracuse, New York, with Doctor
Yeah.
eating the hot dog. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I
like
doubt it.
that he travels to. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I hated I wasn't able to get down there to the Kiltz meetup because that would have been a lot of people that I could have
Yeah.
met in person. But of course, work schedule and all that didn't allow it, so couldn't. Gary was there, Rick, Mitch,
Yeah, I think he would have had fun there. I would have. I
Juliet.
would have loved to have gone there too. You know.
Yeah.
John Together Strong. Strong is here. Hello, John. We're not comparing you to John Stud. Don't worry about that, John.
No.
And Bon is here. Hello, Bon. I don't know if you know any of these names. A lot of them come from Grandma's channel.
Yeah, I don't.
Have you ever seen Grandma or no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I actually got a gifted membership on her channel, but
Oh, you do? Okay.
I didn't know if it's probably lapsed because I mean I already made a promise to myself after I got a gifted membership and I was to many channels, and I just, like I said, after a while it's almost like you're paying a whole nother TV or internet subscription after it adds up, so it's a lot of, I just had to, because I don't know, there's a couple that I'm still like, I'm on the verge of almost just canceling because I'm weighing out my, necessities to, so.
So I'm going to go back in the chats. Actually, let me just check Instagram one more time. Teresa's here in Instagram. So hello, Teresa.
Mm.
So, and actually, if you're still here on Instagram, the person that comes from Chasmataz, who are you actually? Because there's many people that work for Chasmataz. So I'm just wondering if you're either Steven or Chas himself. So. Okay. So if you see anything that catches your eye, let me know. And I'll be honest with you, my eyes are a little cross-eyed right now.
Yeah, I got you. Then worked full shift and then.
Well, I worked I worked about 8 hours, and then I might have to go back in, and then I'm working another 8 hours tomorrow. So, I mean, it's I'm trying to build up my hours anyway. So
Yeah,
I
got you.
You think to yourself, it's like, okay, I'm going to work 5 8-hour days, and you're like, okay, I can probably handle that. I go home, I rest, I do whatever I have to do. But to work like a shift and then work another shift like a few hours later, it's like, oh God. Which I've done many times. And Papa Carnivore is here.
Uh-oh, Papa Pretzel.
So I hate to say this, CB, but things are going to get twisted now.
Yeah, yeah, literally. Oh my Lord. Yeah.
So people are going to say hi to Papa. which is what I expect.
The pretzel logic.
John says I should join a gym like Mitch. I don't think Mitch is. Did Mitch go to a gym? I don't think so. Does he?
He
He
was.
got stuff at home, but I didn't think he actually joined a gym.
Yeah, he was prior to
Yeah, prior to the stroke.
to the or that and the his keto days and the brain injury. Remember?
Yeah,
He tells a story. So, yeah.
I know he did a lot of walking. I think a lot of people miss those walking videos.
Yeah, that was the during his the height of his proud physique that he had, when he was working out hardcore and
Yeah.
the video. I mean the picture that he's got on his website. You'll see it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the one where he's like shirtless and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, DS111 says Peter ate one pretzel in the last year. Pretzel Pete is fictional. Yes, well, of course, Pretzel Pete is fictional. That's part. Even Papa Garmer gets that. DS, that's part of the joke. It's like like we're going to condemn you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Graham. I appreciate that. And Paul says Pennsylvania is the capital of the pretzel. Yes. Thank you, Jiffy. I appreciate that. And CB is wonderful too. Don't discount CB. Yeah.
I don't know about all that, but
So far, I don't think we've had any problems with you, John. So you're doing fine. I mean, some of the things you're saying are a little like, really? Okay. But so far you haven't said anything totally offensive, at least not in my opinion. But watch out because Grandma's in charge too. So all you guys should be lean like Mitch. It doesn't work that way, John. It doesn't work that way, I mean, not to be mean, okay. A lot of his comments seem to be a little naive, in my opinion. Would you agree with that assessment?
yeah, but I have a feeling he knows that.
That
That he
speaking out of
already
his butt?
knows that. He knows that it's. I don't know. It's strange, but I don't know. It's entertaining. It's funny. You just got to look at it and just laugh it off.
Yeah, like it seems like he's like like those people like say different things but they're not educated on that particular subject.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of like like he has no idea where he's coming from. He has no idea. He doesn't really look at the stories. He doesn't really look at the different things.
Yeah.
Paul, I'm sorry, I gotta put this up there. Oh, that's LOL. Here we go. Okay, I got $10 if Grandma spanks you know who.
Grandma gonna take the switch.
I'll give you $10,
switch,
Grandma. If that's all it takes. This game. Now we're probably gonna deltoids Mitch.
It's like Grandma used to tell us she's gonna go outside and cut a switch off the tree. And that's what she's.
I definitely don't want to. The only one that would be worse than Grandma would be Baby herself. I don't think I'd want to like be in a dark room.
Damn.
What is this with the? Are you like having a bromance with Mitch all of a sudden, John? like Mitch is so dreamy. Okay, John. Mitch is probably really happy about that. Like, really, of all the people.
Yeah. Yeah, Evelyn, that's right.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm sure her husband doesn't disagree with that either.
Rock star Amy Coach is hot. Look at him. Oh.
Is that why you're here there, John? Because chance to meet Rockstar Amy? Yeah, Carnivore Lori is probably Mitch's groupie. He's probably got a few groupies. Yeah. I don't know. Sandy says she's never got the switch, always the belt. Yeah. You know it's really bad
I got both.
when they make you pick out your weapon. Like, here, go get a stick.
I got both.
Yeah. Like, go find a stick to give to me. So
Probably got whooped by a belt more than I did.
Yeah.
Switch though.
Yeah, I probably got the belt, you know. No, John, Amy is not single. She is very well married.
I was going to say something. Then
Salad fork? What the heck would they do with a salad fork? Sorry.
A wooden fork?
Yeah, salad fork. Ouch. I remember one time, and I think it's because he was old and just, I loved my grandfather, but he was just old and an idiot. But one time he smacked me on the butt, because that's what he did, like baseball. And he had a knife in his hand when he did. It's like I got pierced by the knife. I was like,
yeah, I bet it would.
like I was screaming at him while jumping 5 feet high. You know?
Salad fork would probably hurt. Probably would sting pretty good with the
yeah.
air will travel through between the.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would be an experience I would want to have. Definitely not. Chivy says Amy is too good for you, JS. Well, it's Saturday, Papa Carnivore. Of course you're at work. That would be unusual for somebody working in furniture not to be at work on a Saturday.
Yep. Miss a lot of sales. Big wooden fork sewn on the wall.
Okay.
I don't know.
Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Grandma. Grandma just gifted $5. So thank you. I appreciate that. And she was generous last week. She gifted $20 last week. So thank you for your. Okay.
Yeah, John Stud. We all love her.
We kind of put that 2 and 2 together there, John Stud, and figured that out. In case you were not realizing that.
I seen.
Oh, and John. Oh, look at this. John together strong.
I thought it was John Stud at first. I was like, holy crap.
Trying to make himself look good.
I was about to fall out of my chair. I was like, what?
Thank you, John. Together strong. Yeah, no, John Stubb is going to have to do a lot more than that to favor peace, you know?
Yeah. $500 super chat.
Yeah. Never worry about going on any trip ever again.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
All right. So it's funny because John Studd insults some folks like Thomas, but he idolizes or fawns over others like Tick and Amy. Well, I'm hoping that means Rick because I have no idea who Tick is. But I'm hoping that's a typo and he means Rick. Does he idolize Rick? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really seen any of his comments to Rick, to tell you the truth. I know he's said some things. And Dustin's in the house. Keto Simple. Hello, Dustin.
Right, what's up, Dustin? Old PhD classmate.
Yeah.
D. Lee, I live in Alabama. Home of Helen Keller, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but also Muscle Shoals, Alabama, the hit recording capital of the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, DS111 says insulting Thomas could be like poking a bear, so watch out. Yeah. It's always the calm ones that you got to watch out for, you know.
I love Rick.
He gets free trip and steak dinner. Yeah.
Dustin. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we have the nicest, most generous, and loving people in our community.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Dustin. I really don't get why we would insult each other. You know, we're all in this together, you know, for the most part. So if you are insulting other people, obviously you aren't really fully understanding what it means to really be carnivore. Because it's more than just what you're eating and health healing. It's also community, you know, like there's so many of us that just never really had the support. The reason why we're here, if you think about it, is because we have so many people in our lives that never really gave a damn about us. You know, at least that's how we feel. And now we have people that do care and are there for each other. And whether you're a successful carnivore or whether you are somebody just starting out or somebody that's had fallen back, you know, the one thing I know we can count on is each other. You know, and I definitely agree with Dustin on that concept. Mm-hmm. Yeah, John, we got that you love Amy. Okay. Was that like the fourth, fifth comment that he said about loving Amy?
Sometimes I just wonder if his comments are a weird sense of humor type, sarcastic, instead of more so than being insulting. I'd like to think so. It's funny though. I think it's funny. Some of it.
Well, you know, John, you're definitely giving us reason to make fun of you. You know, if Amy is watching this, she's probably not answering because she doesn't want you to know that she's here.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he's serious about that. Or is it sarcasm?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be on Amy's show tomorrow. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We're doing a cooking challenge. We're both cooking something that's beef related. So. Obviously, Amy will do a much better job than I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tune in. I got to start making more, showing my face. You know, like I've already explained why.
Yeah,
kind of been off, not showing my face as much, but I have to though.
John Studd, are you an earnest justice impersonator? Okay, that's a good question. And he wishes that Amy was his wife. Or she wishes that Amy was his wife. Just because her name's John Studd doesn't mean it's necessarily a guy. We're just assuming, you know?
Yes, 111's got a good point.
It's like many women I wish were my wife, and then they become my wife, and I realize I wish they were not my wife. Poor Amy.
John Stud, you like tall women. Amy's like
really
5'2".
apologize.
Yeah.
If you are listening, email me to let me know that you heard every word that has been said.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Mm.
Her husband's probably like, who the heck is this John Stud guy?
We should get T-shirts printed out. It says John Stud's fan. Let's make a thing. Make a thing out of it.
Oh my god. And Papa's asking, like, why do we need to be skinny? Is that all that matters to you, being thin? Probably. Yeah, I mean, most likely he's definitely somebody that thinks that carnivore is only successful if you've lost weight, you know. And the thing is, a lot of people gain weight when they're healing, and you don't even know why people gain weight. Sometimes it can be muscle, you know.
I would take all the weight back if I had to choose between gaining the weight back versus having to take 8 medications that I don't have to pay $15 a pop copay for,
Right.
and going back and getting inconveniently having to get testosterone shots every other week, and then the brain fog and all the other poor health condition and issues that I was having.
Yeah, and now this, okay. Actually, I'm just going to show it. So he goes, not thin, ripped like Mitch and Amy. I didn't know Amy was ripped.
Amy, she's.
I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, she looks good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I didn't know she like had like abs. And
I
stuff.
heard Amy today, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I had no clue, but she said she weighed like 174 pounds. I don't want to be bringing this up because I know how it's.
Yeah,
women may be more sensitive to things like that, but she's like 5'10". So for a woman, it's pretty tall. So, if she was 5 foot, 5'1", 5'2", I could imagine being 174 pounds would show it a lot more.
Yeah. And,
but some women think that they're self-conscious about, and I'm just saying women, I'm using women as an example, generalizing, but like some women think that they're self-conscious about having a little weight on them, but honestly they don't understand coming from a man's perspective. Sometimes they don't see skinny as
yeah. And I think, on a personal level, I think Amy looks really good. So
yeah.
I actually get very shocked when she keeps on saying she has grandkids. I'm like,
yeah,
no freaking way. There's no way you have grandkids.
Now that John Stud had to get us on that subject.
Yeah. So Sandy's asking, John Stud, are you carnivore? Tell us about you. I don't have enough time on the show for that, Sandy. So. Yeah, well, I mean, the taller you are, the more, obviously somebody 190 at 6'9" is going to be thinner than somebody 190 at 5'2". I mean, it's just,
Yeah. Well, I'm 6'2", but I'm actually, I'm getting back into working out. So I can improve a lot better on my body composition than But being 6'2", helps out a lot. But I'm always been a basketball player / track runner, so my build's not for you know being muscular.
And Dustin goes, I'm a grandpa, ha ha. And he's 47 in June. Well, Dustin, not to be mean, you kind of look like a grandfather. Amy does not look like a grandfather. Like no one's looking at you and being like, "Oh, you're going okay." Yeah.
Well, I'm 40. I'll be 46 in August, and I'm not even a father.
You
So
guys are such children. Just kidding. I'm not a father either, but I'm older than 40. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, my sister's older than you guys. Yeah, baby. Bambi Julianne. Hello, Bambi. The topic is I don't know. Let's make up what's the topic? CB. I mean, we're talking about you and your story.
yeah.
I mean, you can make up a funny topic if you want to.
I guess you made a good topic already in the thumbnail. Riblets unite.
Oh, that yeah. Well, I just do that with everything now because technically
Yeah.
that's what we are. We're all riblets and we're all united.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been using AI for my thumbnails past couple
Yeah.
past 3 of them. I figured, hey, if everybody's on that bandwagon, I might as well get on it. And it comes out pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I only had to like go through because it changed your face, and like I sent a picture of you, and all of a sudden it would like change it, it's like it's amazing how many times you have to kind of keep on going. Like, can you use the picture I gave you to do this? Like, it's not like I'm not asking you to like do anything special,
Yeah.
And Papa says it's really good thing. John Studd is definitely not carnivore. You know how I know? Because carnivores do not insult and belittle others. He is either a vegan, vegetarian, or eats a sad diet and is a troll. And if you think about it, technically, you could actually eat the sad diet and still be a vegan or vegetarian. Just keep that in mind because most of your cupcakes and stuff like that have vegetables in them. So you can at least be a...
He's been in the background paying attention, hasn't he? Though you have to give it up because John Studd his comment it's like he knows. So he's been around.
Yeah, no, he has. Yeah, you just hide that.
He knows.
Sometimes I wonder. I could be wrong, but wasn't there a guy that was picking on that was like kind of like made trouble with Rick in a way? Like everybody was like, "Oh, this guy is." He could pretend to be Carrie from Homestead How and all that.
Oh,
stuff.
is it fake Carrie?
Yeah.
He actually he was actually.
Well, he was good. Don't get me wrong, but what if John Studd is him?
He
coming back.
Yeah, and I thought about that. Yeah, it's great to see you too, Sandy. Appreciate it. No, and I thought about that about John Studd being that, but I don't know. I don't know if he's because he actually sent Rick meat to his house, sent him gifts. So, but I think he caused Rick problems, but it was more indirect.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think he like was meaning to be vindictive to Rick.
Yeah.
I don't think he was even trying to be vindictive to Carrie. I think he thought it was funny, and I mean, the only thing I had with it was he kind of carried it on a little bit longer than he should have.
The only thing I worried about, because I ain't gonna lie, same with John Studd. Some of the stuff he says is just freaking hilarious. I got a 6 sense of humor, and but same with Fake Carrie, which was I forgot his name. He
Yeah, he changed it after a while.
his stuff was hilarious, but the only thing I worried about was Carrie coming in on the tail end and hearing us refer to fake Carrie and thought we were calling Carrie fake himself when that's not what, and I don't know. I hope he knew that we were not calling him fake at all, because we know Carrie from Homestead House is everything but fake. I mean,
Right.
he was one of the early videos I watched early in my journey. That he wasn't the first, but he was one of them. I call it sort of the cheerleader type. Cheered me on to hype me up. He was the hype. I guess Rick refers him to the carnivore ambassador, uh, but yeah, that 30-day carnivore video he done. But yeah,
And I just went in and I actually found out the YouTube thing that John has. So I'm going to share it. Not that I want you to, but this is, yep, this is his
oh
chat.
yeah,
He
okay,
has one subscriber, probably himself, and obviously I'm not that person that subscribes.
smooth operator.
Like,
Yeah.
are you trying to account for anything there? John Stud, smooth operator.
Yeah,
Think a lot about yourself. So John Stud, Top is asking, why would I need to go on a Zep bound? I lost 110 pounds, have low body fat. I'm in optimal range and am not diabetic. Good question. I mean, what John Stud doesn't realize is I've lost a lot of weight too. I used to be 379 pounds,
yeah,
and now I'm about 250. So
yeah,
not even, actually 242. So
yeah,
I know I have weight to lose still. I know I'm not skinny, but I think that's a lot of weight to lose.
yeah.
I don't.
You've lost a lot of weight too.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have.
I guess I never gained that much weight, but at the same time, I am I'm an example of, like, when I was talking to Carnivore Kip at their meetup back years so ago. I'm an example of somebody who doesn't have to be 500 pounds and be in terrible health. I mean, I had high blood pressure, and only at 250 pounds at 6'2". Hell, I had all kind of health issues. I mean, diabetic, high blood pressure, um, acid reflux. I was taking 40 milligrams acid reflux medications, and no more. Blood pressure's normalized. A1C, last A1C was 5.3, so 10.1 versus 5.3. It's um, so yeah.
Okay, so Papa is asking, a question, and then I haven't answered that. I don't know. I guess because I'm here talking with CB, and he's asking why. I wonder why Thomas doesn't block JS. I'm leaving that up to you guys. If he says anything that you guys, Papa, you're a moderator. You can do it. Same thing with you, Grandma. I'm not saying that I can't do it. I'm just saying I'm leaving it up to you guys. If you feel that he's crossing the line in any way, you guys have the power. I want to give you guys the power. Because if I do it, then it's sort of like boo-hoo. He's hurting my feelings. He's hurting me. He's not hurting my feelings because to me he's just being an idiot. He's just stupid. Okay, ignorance hurts him. It doesn't hurt me. But but the thing is if in any way you feel that he should be blocked or taken off today, I'm fine. Like even CB says like it's a stupid routine, but it's still a routine basically. And
yeah, it's amazing how much actual information he has on a lot of us, like Peter's brother being a doctor and all that. And I'm like, man, he's been paying attention. Because I had forgotten about that until he mentioned it. And I don't remember the last time he might have talked about Peter talking about that.
Yeah, Grandma, you could block him. Do you guys? If you guys want me, I'm just giving you guys the power. You guys have the hammer to do whatever you want.
Well, he's silent now, so.
Yeah, probably because he's beginning to realize.
Or you can think of it like, well, maybe we can eventually get to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I doubt it, but.
Uncle Charlie says, if you ask me, he doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah. I see where you're coming at, Dustin. I knew who Rick was, but at the same time, some of his comments seems like, it's questionable. And then, it's, Jonathan, good to see you too, brother. Rare appearance right here. Hardly ever see my face. This is actually the only second time I've actually been interviewed by somebody. Don't seem like that because I've been on tons of the.
We've been on tons of
panels. Yeah,
including Mitch and. Have you ever been on with Russ or no?
No, I've never been on there.
Evelyn says Rick is a troll, but he's our troll. He's a duck troll.
Yeah.
I think everybody loves Rick because I think people attract to him because it's like 42 years, sort of like the guy lasted for 42 years, Then there's some that love to see a car wreck, so they watch Rick because it's okay, they're waiting for his heart attack. When is it going to happen? When are we going to have it? And then and then when when Amy said about the poop gas and everything,
yeah,
and actually. Papa says a little story. When I first saw Rick on a live panel with Nia of Nia's Way channel, I thought he was completely nuts and scary. I thought he was crazy, but the more I listened to him, the more I liked and understood. Yeah. And even Mitch said one time that Rick gets on his nerves sometimes. That a couple times he wanted to kick him off, But they become pretty good friends. Rick is a pretty good friend, Uncle Charlie says that John Studd is a comedian. Leave him on. The more I think about it, I think John Studd is sort of like Don Rickles. He's just the insult comic. He thinks he's being funny, and yes, he can go over the line sometimes. But like I said, there's a reason why I give you power as a moderator, and that's if you feel somebody's going over the line, because I might not always catch it, if he continues to be, if you feel he's still being rude, Grandma, You have my permission. You have my blessing to, because I think you're going to find it a lot. I think you're going to find it pretty satisfying. Like, hey, I'm the one who kicked them off. Don't cross me there, bucko. And Juju, you're never late. You're just fashionable.
Yeah, it's good seeing you, Julie.
Grandma says he hasn't crossed this line yet.
No, but he did. I can't believe he hadn't been kicked off of Rick's because I think he called him a SOB, but he didn't abbreviate the other day, which, depends on how you look at it. It could be in a good way and kind of like a joking manner. Kind of like calling somebody an asshole, but like nudging them and laughing because they're joking, but then getting mad at somebody and calling them an asshole is kind of a different story or different.
I mean, here's I'm not going to say it's a good question or a bad question, but here's the question: if he was on a vegan channel right now saying things about veganism, would with his jokes and everything like that, do you think that they would take it a little bit more stride like we are? Because we're not really judgmental, and we sort of like look into things. Like we don't just. You have to say something pretty awful, and so far he hasn't crossed that line fully yet. He's like close enough to get some attention, but he's not. It makes me wonder if when you're like a vegan, if you tolerate it as much as we're tolerating. Like the worst we're doing is making comments about it, but he'd be like kind of blocked and like kicked off of everybody's channel. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
this is bad. John Stud, care to join us on SNL with Mitch?
Yeah.
You can bust on me all you want and try to hurt my feelings. I'm an easy target, right? Yeah. But no, John and Gary, this is about John, but Gary, not only should he come on to Mitch's thing, but he should actually go onto the panel because I'd like to see this guy. And actually talk to you face to face. That I would like to see.
Yeah.
Like no holds barred. I don't know how Mitch would feel about that, but
that or in person at a meetup.
Barbara says, I'm being verbal about it because he is close. Barbara, when baby goes like this, that's when your baby for mayor goes, gets the chopping block sign. So I was saying, so my guest on Wednesday is it was Amy Hosp. I'm sure you've heard of Amy Hosp, right?
Yes.
She's been on before, but she's going to be a returning guest, and she's been trying to get to go to a heart doctor, check out her heart and everything. So she finally is able to get in. So I don't think I'm going to get a guest on Wednesday, but I was thinking if I can, I'm going to do like maybe a panel thing.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys know now. Definitely.
The panel thing is a good, easy bailout when you need.
Yeah.
The show.
The only hard part about a panel thing is not everybody comes on.
Yeah. Yeah, you expect to have a panel, and then you sit there for an hour waiting.
And Sandy says, "I'll pay you $50, John Stud, if you go on Mitch's channel tonight."
Hell yeah, we ought to all pitch in just to see the mysterious.
Now, the only thing I would ask is if he goes on and Mitch gets mad about it and deletes his video, to make sure somebody tells Mitch to send me a copy, because if I'm at work, I might have to miss it, unfortunately.
It might all backfire on us though. He's going to pop up and he's going to look like the freaking Ultimate Warrior or something on.
I know.
What?
He's like really good with computers, and he just makes himself look like that. Like AI. Show me as.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be interesting to see. Like I said, one day he's going to get a gifted membership.
Oh my God! Yeah, I gotta be careful. He might actually get a gifted membership.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I think you have to be subscribed to be able to even come on here in the chats. So, which tells me he's subscribed to everybody. I mean, I don't know about Rick's channel or but I think I have the clause that so I don't get too many. Because obviously John figured out the loophole.
Yeah.
Do it.
Well, so you got it set to where it's like they have to be a subscriber for so long before they can even leave a chat.
Yeah. Well, just as long as they're like subscribed for like even 5 minutes, but they have to do the work of subscribing.
Yeah.
I mean, there are loopholes to everything that's put out. So,
Yeah.
Oh God. So, well, it's been a great time, CB. I hope you had a good time here today.
Yeah.
I know we had a blast making fun of John. So that was pretty cool and everything. So
Pulled another all nighter, or not all nighter, but late nighter last night, so I could probably had more energy and been a little more active. But I'm here, so.
Wait.
Yeah.
I got before we go. Bacon Runner just said he said that I am fat. Has he seen pictures of you, Donna Ray?
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't even made any comments about me or anything. So I mean, I'm just because he knows. I guess he knows the main ones like Peter, who is everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just he I don't know. He's seeing through like whatever, And I'm sorry to hear that, Jason. Jason's on with me on SBG, so he says he sees me a lot on SBG, on the lives a lot. So he has cut membership down. So yeah,
I understand that.
yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I appreciate that, D. Lee. Yeah, I understand the whole. That's like I said. When I see I'm gifted another membership, especially with somebody, it's like I'm like almost like, hell, I don't know if I can keep it up because I've already got several on there that and I renewed my Bart K. Of course, there's certain ones that I won't never. And Jonathan, if you're still on here, he'll be one of them that I'll always. I mean, I'm not going. He's going to be one I'm going to. And Mitch, of course. Even over the Homestead How, I mean, I'm membership on there. I've been membership on there for a while now, but I'm not going to. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. I just can't keep up with all the subscriptions. Plus these tools I'm going to have to buy when I start, start up on either the business or working for somebody on the coaching part. But I'm going to have to buy more tools and all that. So I'm going to be writing all this down, narrowing it down.
And I gotta say this, okay? If that's what he said to Donna Ray or about Donna Ray, all right. Yeah, I'm only subscribed to Mitch. Yeah, okay, there. I know you're subscribed to me too, Sandy. If he's saying that about Donna Ray, have you ever seen Donna Ray? That is not what I would say about Donna Ray. I'm sorry. Like she runs. She's like, she like always is running. She's definitely thin. She's definitely like, I'm not gonna say skinny, but she's definitely thin. She looks good. And not that if she was overweight, she would not look good, but I'm just saying she looks good. So if he said that about her, there's an ignorance there. If you think about it, like Jim says, Donna Ray, oh no, he said that, and you're a runner. Maybe he needs to help. Maybe he needs help. Yeah. Really quickly, yeah. Uncle Charlie, SBG is the Steak and Butter Gang or Steak and Butter Gal, depending on what you're looking at. But Steak and Butter Gang is the membership from Bella from that.
Yeah, I didn't even join Dr. Berry, the PhD community, when it was $5 a month, and I guess I don't have no problem people joining this stuff or nothing. That's all right. It's just I don't feel like I don't feel like I need it. I feel like we got a good community as it is.
Yeah.
I'd like to do more meetups though. That's what I'm working on.
Yeah, once I get my roommate, most of the money, a lot of the money, not all of it, most of it, is probably going to be for saving up for me to go to meetups and stuff. I definitely want to go to Hack Your Health. I already bought the ticket, so I'd like to go there.
I need to go to Meat Stock because I mean, hell, it's in Tennessee. I live in North.
Yeah, you're pretty close
North
to
Alabama, so it's one of them. But the thing about it is almost obsessive compulsive to not buy the VIP, but it's like going to being on the front row of a Metallica concert. How much it's like, and who, I don't know. I know it can be actually considered a business expense, though. That's what I plan on using those meetups for. That, as far as so it don't cost me that much, as far as I can travel and attend more of them.
Mm-hmm. And Jemmett, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. Jemmett can always says really nice, kind words. So, all right. Well, I'm going to actually, because I'm going to call my work, because the poor boss has to work like almost a triple shift, So
Yeah.
if I can help him out and get an extra hour or two in, then that's fine, So I know, is there anywhere else besides YouTube that people can find you? I know you're on Facebook a lot, which is why I put Facebook out, but Facebook was giving me trouble today.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Of course, I don't post a lot on them, but I am going to start posting more. I'm going to start posting more on YouTube eventually. Now that I've sort of settled down on all this stress and PhD and the other Kiltz, of course, and life. But I'm fixing to start. I got to. So yeah, Instagram. I mean, everything's right now CB Carmack. So just and we probably got mutual friends if you hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. But eventually, I'm gonna add to my name, my handles.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at the end. So everybody, live, love, heal, and not like a dog healing, like heal your body. And for God's sakes, everybody, in my opinion, in CB's opinion, in everybody's opinion, eat the meat. See you guys.